Hi and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 10th of June, everybody. We are now a quarter of the way. Well, by the time, sorry, not even a quarter. By the time we finish today, we'll be a third of the way through the month of June. I hope you are all enjoying doing your paintings, but let's have a look at what number it's going to decide for us today. 20. Oh, over here. So we are staying connected still. We are going in a slightly different direction, but we're still connected. I do think I'm going to get my clips today because I think I want it a little bit lower down, so it's a little bit easier for me to get hold of. So I'm going to pop my little sewing or quilting clips just down the side, just to keeps the diamond painting in place. And we're going to go to an edge. Oh, we do have a lot of some colours in here, so let's line that one up there. And then I think I'm going to nudge this one up a little bit, just so that it overlaps on the top. And we're going to do that section. We do have a lot of the letter K on this one, but we do have some ABs that will be coming in as well. So that's nice. I think I'm going to start with this Z, which is all the way around the bottom, but then I think I'm going to do similar to what I did yesterday. I'm going to start with whatever is in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to work my way through that, and I'm going to probably then do all the gap parts and do the K near the end. I hope everybody is well. The pen I'm using today is a converted Stabilo pen that was gifted to me by Melissa. She sent me this, probably over a year ago, and it's really, really nice to hold. It's got a little grip underneath for your finger and a couple of grips. So a grip for your finger to rest on underneath and for your finger and your thumb to hold. So it actually makes it a really, really nice pen to use. And I think basically the end has been taken out and replaced with one of the plastic ends of a pink pen. But it works. It does the job, and it does it well. So start of today, I do want to apologise to those in Australia and New Zealand and anybody else that is ahead of time UK wise. I didn't realise until I'd finished filming yesterday's video and went to put the Facebook post up that I'd forgot to put it up for the day before. Which means sometimes it just mucks the Australians and the New Zealand people up if they are following the same square that I do, because I didn't tell them the square they needed to do that day. So I do apologise. I am trying to get in a routine with it. It's one of those, I'm very good at remembering something on a regular basis once I have got in a routine for it. I thought I had a nice little sequence and I would put it up as I was uploading the video and editing the video and stuff. That tended to be while I was waiting for the file to render. I would put up a Facebook group post. I'm guessing something distracted me. I actually don't know what it was, but I'm sure there was something. That, or I just sat there and stared into space and completely forgot. But I do apologise. Now I've done it once, I'm probably not as likely to do it again. I can't promise it won't happen at all, but I'll definitely be more conscious of making sure I don't forget now that I have forgotten once. So yeah, apologies to anybody who did need to know the number that was decided by the decision app. I seem to have kept it a secret. Not known to me, but I did. So let's zoom in and we'll get going on the questions. I think I have one more question that came from the video on the 6th of June, and then I am on to the 7th. There are a different amount of questions that are asked each day, and some of them take longer to answer than others. So do keep asking your questions and make sure that I have things to keep me going until the 30th of June, because it could be a very, very quiet and boring last few days if I run out of things to chat about. So Katie Swain does say a yellow tray would be nice. Okay, I will pop that on the list of would likes as well. I think it's going to take us a good couple of years probably to get through everybody's suggestions so far, but we will keep going and we will keep listening to what people want, and if it's something that we can provide, it's something we will. So Laura has said she's enjoying the whip and waffle. That's good, keeps me going. She'd really like to know if I use a multiplacer or if I listen to any music while diamond painting, and what's your tunes to listen to. Oh, she likes to use multiplacers on squares, and she's now up to a 7-placer. Well done on getting to a 7-placer. I haven't even got past the 3. I just can't seem to get on with multiplacers. I don't know whether it's more me and thinking that actually I like to know that I've placed them singly and by hand, and each and every one has been placed by myself, even though a multiplacer is still me placing each and every one, or whether I just haven't given it enough practice and time. But I don't use a multiplacer. I may have tried on the odd occasion using a multiplacer, but even if I have a background full of 310, it doesn't scare me enough to master the multiplacer. I still just place them each individually and by hand. It's probably a control thing as well. I do find I have seen when people, I don't know whether these, this is somebody's not had enough practice, or whether each person, a multiplacer works differently for them. I don't know. But I have seen quite a few times when people are using multiplacers that they often have to straighten up the diamonds once they've placed them down. So they'll then nudge them with the end of their pen. And I think I'd rather just tell each diamond where to go in the first instance. So I actually don't use a multiplacer. I have a couple that have come in kits, but I don't use them. And I don't tend to listen to music either while diamond painting. I actually don't listen to music anywhere near as much as I probably should. I don't even put it on that often when I'm working, and I could have music in the background, but I don't. If I were to put music on, it would probably just be 90s music or something, probably. I'd just pick a compilation that went through. I'm really bad with names and remembering names, especially like artists, film stars. I'm really, really bad at remembering names of people. Music-wise, it's not so much a particular artist, apart from maybe Ollie Murs. Kind of like Ollie Murs. Other than that, it's a song I tend to like more than a particular artist. So I tend to just put a mix on, a compilation on. A mixture, I like to do a mixture of sometimes more modern, more today's music, and then mix it in with the 90s. What's next? So Nicola, oh, she's with me trying to work with you every day. That's all I ask. If you want to join in, then just try and do it each day. If you can't, then life happens. There's always tomorrow. She loves both rounds and squares. Oh, and her daughter prefers squares, but she places them with tweezers. I have heard that some people get on a lot better placing squares with tweezers. So if you have a square painting and you are struggling with a pen, then before you decide, it's not for you, give it a go with tweezers, because some people do just find that tweezers is the best for them and that it works really, really well. Maybe it's because you can see the top of the diamond, I'm not sure. But yeah, don't give up until you've explored that option as well. She asked, would you be able to make your trays in a metallic or pearlescent colour as a limited edition, or maybe even the rainbow? Yes, that is a possibility. I have seen the rainbow filament that you can get. I've seen a few different pearlescent ones as well that look really nice. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun picking colours when it comes to it, based on all your guys' suggestions. I'm going to have fun shopping for the filament for limited trays. I'm just not allowing myself to until we have done the alternate colours that we already have ready, because I do already have filament taking over this house, even in just the staple colours that we do all the time. I have a stock of the pink is very hard to find. I tend to have to buy that in bulk. So I actually have a stock of the pink, a big stock of the pink in the house, and I'm trying not to let my purchasing habits filament wise overtake any spare space that we have. It's taken over enough by paper, card and sticker paper. So Marcus, that's actually a question on another video and not on a whip and chat. I obviously need to go through and answer some of the questions on other videos. It was just about my spare storage. That's all it was. Samantha said, would you ever do blue trays? Yes. I think we're gonna cover most, if not all, colours in limited trays. But the staple ones on the website, the ones that we'll sell all the time, will, for now, we're planning on being the pink, the grey and the white. Just because it's sort of the company colours in a way. It's the colours of the website, and it works for us. And they're popular colours, all three of them, so it gives people choice. If they're not a pink person, there are a nice couple of basic colours for them to try. But yes, we do have at least one type of blue already in-house to become a limited tray, with more different variants and shades and hues of blue to come, because I like blue too. Corinne says they're called diamonds because of the shape of the multifacet. So that does make sense, actually. It does make them look like a diamond on the top, even if they have a flat bottom. Oh, Brandy says, where did you get the storage container you're using for this? She can't remember when I mentioned it. If you just go to my website, 4kids@147.com, and have a look in our favourites, it's listed in the storage section there. There's links. Sorry, I've just got one. So we've got somebody here that's new, called the guest. She's they're on a learning curve. And Sorry, I'm reading, aren't I? Because it's a really, really long comment. If there's a question in there, I want to make sure that I'm answering that question. Oh, somebody has said, do you ever zoom further in? As she'd love to see it closer up. I actually think, there you go, that is the extent that my camera will zoom in from where it is. It can move down on the shelf, however then I'd find that not everybody could see the full section, so hopefully you can see it more closely then. Oh, somebody did say which drill type they prefer is entirely up to their mood. If things are going round, she's good with rounds, however if things are going badly, or if the brains decide that everything in the world needs to have a dark overtone, squares are brilliant because it forces her to concentrate on the tiny details. Love it. So it's a great way to relieve some of her anxiety and depression attacks. I am all for it. I definitely find I've tried to make sure that I make time this last week or so to get some diamond painting done outside of this whip and chat, and I have found I'm a lot more settled on the nights that I manage to compared to the nights that I don't. So I do think I need to make sure and try and make a bit of a priority about finding that little bit of time to just unwind at the end of the day and get a little bit of diamond painting done. But I do like your idea of if your mood is dark. I kind of thought you'd go the other way. If you're in a bad mood, then you'd go for rounds because you didn't want to fight with squares. But I do understand that if you can do them both, that working with squares you do have to concentrate a little bit more. So maybe that can take your mind off that, you know, what's caused your mood, because you're concentrating on making sure the squares are straight. So I do get that side of it. But yeah, I like the fact that the diamond painting you do is determined by your mood. I'm all for that. I think we should all have on the go, you know, a diamond well, I think most diamond paintings that we do we should love. But I think if you do have ones that you want to do for a specific reason, but they're maybe not your favourite, don't leave your favourite in your stash. Still make sure that you work a little bit on your favourite when you need your mood lifting. That's why I have Mr. Quackers on the go. He's there just to make me smile. If I need to smile, I can get out Mr. Quackers. Oh, so Susan said she had a diamond painting that had a large portion of black and white checkerboard in it. And for the white, she did a checkerboard pattern and she did 5/200. Let me just check out. I'm not putting it in the right place. That's because I started reading a question and stopped paying attention to where I was putting diamonds. She did 5/200 for the first part and then did AB 5/200 for the fill-in. Okay. So she did the checkerboard method, but actually checkerboarded ABs and not ABs. That will be interesting to do. Maybe that's something. Oh, see, I'm no good because now I'm thinking of another plan for a future video. And I've got to finish the comparison video first of customs. But you've just given me an idea for another sort of comparison video along the lines of working ABs into a painting and maybe doing the same painting in a few different ways and seeing the different looks of incorporating ABs into it. Ideas. I must make sure I write that one down. Oh, she's working on a fox at the moment, but it will be done soon, so she's going to start another one straight away so she can carry on. Yes, even if you're not doing the actual 30-day, you know, with one painting, I love the fact that there are still people taking that time to do some diamond painting, even if it's not set up in the same way. Just taking that little bit of time for yourself each day can help the world be a better place, both for you and probably for the people you live with as well. I know I can definitely be in a better mood when I have been able to diamond paint. And I do feel like it can make a very big difference. Okay, so I'm just having a look round now to see if I've got all the M's. I do just have a couple of little stray ones up here that are sort of more single ones that I might try and just dip in the pot to get while I have wax on my pen. While I have a fair amount of wax on my pen, because you tend to find that to go sort of dipping in to pots, you need a bit more wax than maybe you do when you're working off the tray. So let's see if I've still got enough wax on the pen, and I don't think I do. So I need 3 of these, so I'm just gonna fish out 3 and force 3 into my tray, and I'll do it that way. And now of course they won't line up because there's only 3 of them in there. So let's scoot that one up there. Yeah, I am definitely losing the sticky. I need to try these glue dots. I need to get these glue dots on my to-do list, and then I have 2 more E's, and then we're on to some bigger blocks of colour. Oh, so somebody has Googled who invented diamond painting. I did see that they posted this, I think, in the Facebook group the other day, but I will let you guys know that aren't on Facebook. Modern diamond painting was invented by a company based in China. I am not even going to try to pronounce the name of the company. So either Google that yourself, or it is in a comment from the 7th of June. And a patent was invented in 2010. In the patent, the inventor introduces a new way of doing the decorative paste. In the old time, the diamond painting beads were placed on the velvet. So there you go. Thank you so much for that, Susan. We all could do with knowing where diamond painting came from. That's really interesting. And maybe that's why most diamond painting companies primarily are based in China. I do know that China make a lot of things, but there are a lot of diamond painting companies based in China. And even a lot of the manufacturers in other countries use China to make the diamond paintings for them that they then sell. Oh, thank you, Diana. Diana loves diamond painting with me. It's really fun. I can't keep it up for a full year, but it is really fun doing a couple of months of it in the year where I just get to do lots and lots of whip and chats and answer all your questions and just talk for an hour, or waffle in this case. Just realised that my memory card was about to save and I actually beat it. Only just, but I beat it. Oh, Claire has said, unfortunately, Diamond Art Club no longer does free shipping to Australia. Yeah, I did see that. some shipping costs. I don't know if they've increased or if it's just the fact that they can't sustain paying the extra cost on behalf. But they're not able to keep up with the free shipping to some countries just due to the cost of the shipping. Which, as disappointed as it is, I do kind of get. It can be quite a bit for companies to, swallow the cost of international shipping into their, production costs or company costs. It can be very hard to maintain that if that is something that a company chooses to offer. It is one of those, nobody really wins. Either way, nobody wins in relation to even the fact that it used to be free and now it's charged. And to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me the way shipping costs are going if it ends up hitting the UK next and that they can't ship to the UK, which would, in turn, I would be gutted as well. But sometimes companies have hard decisions to make, and I reckon that was not a decision made lightly, and it was not a decision made easily. But there is a company, I'm pretty sure, Claire, there is a company that I've actually purchased from. I've got it down here, where I got what looks like a really nice quality diamond painting from them. And maybe more companies will pop up in Australia of a sort of, that are able to offer a bit cheaper shipping for you, do it internally within Australia. And maybe a company will launch itself there. Or maybe that's what you need to do, Claire, and launch a company in Australia for the Australians and New Zealand. Somebody else said that they did Google who invented diamond painting as well, so there is a couple of comments there. Another one. It did say it became popular around 2015. Yeah, I think that's in Western countries over time and gained popularity over 2018. That probably sounds about right for the sort of timing that I can think of. It was probably late 2017, early 2018 that I started really getting into diamond painting, and it's definitely grown since then. People don't always look at you so weird now when you say that's a hobby that you have. Quite often it's now a matter of, oh yeah, my friend does that, or my mum does that, or somebody I know does that. It's definitely becoming more popular. And I think lockdown has helped it grow greatly. Not everybody has, of course, been able to work during lockdown. And I think it has allowed people to look up these hobbies and different things that they can do from the safety and comfort of their own home. And I think it's really, really helped diamond painting to take off. And it's good. It's good to see more people enjoying it. And it's also good not to get the blank stare when you tell people what you do. It's nice that it's becoming a little bit more familiar to people. Ashley asks, when you tuck your canvas, do your cover sheets ever pop off? I haven't found that they do when I'm tucking it under the likes of the easel. They may lift a little bit and you will see a bit of the painting, but they don't tend to come off fully. Now, whether that's because the size is too big, may be the case. Now, if I ever work on a large diamond painting, so like my Minions one, that is a very big diamond painting, if I were to cover all of it in cover paper and then roll it up, then yes, I would expect a lot more to pop off for that. Because I would be rolling it, I would be leaving only a very little bit that in effect is flat enough for the cover paper to stay stuck to. So it would be very likely to pop off. So on big diamond paintings that I know I need to roll, I only actually put cover paper on 2 rows. And as I peel it off one row, I will stick it above. So that second row is there as part of a guideline for what square I'm working on. But I haven't found it pops off with this. I don't have to tuck too much underneath the easel or over the easel. And it's not wound or it's not rolled that tightly that there's not enough sticky left for the cover paper. Phoebe says she agrees with my opinion on licensing, and could I explain how to look up the artist when it's not listed? So what I tend to do in relation to any diamond painting or image that I'm looking to get is I do a reverse image search. So it's images.google, and you can either upload a photo or you can show the link to the photo that you're wanting to do on whatever diamond painting site. So you just put a link to the photo, not to the website, and Google will search the internet for that photo or for that image. So basically it'll just search the web for the image. And quite often then, if there is an artist, it will either link back to their site or it will link to maybe another site that's selling it licensed by them. Sometimes it's only like prints and tea towels. Sometimes I've found it to be jigsaws, and it's a licensed image for a jigsaw. But in turn, it will tell you that it's by an artist. And then you can either go to their site and see if it is a free image, and is free for people to use, or whether it's by an artist where, you know, the rights have expired due to the amount of time since, you know, I know some artists' paintings anybody can do because the artist has actually been deceased for that long. Nobody has the right to sort of the copy of it. They may own the official, but it doesn't stop you doing a diamond painting based off it. And then sometimes it will take you to the likes of one of the websites with free stock images. And that's when you know it tends to be an image that you're safe to do. So yeah, that's what I tend to do to find out. So Carrie says she's only been diamond painting since Christmas, when hubby bought her a couple to try. Big mistake. Love it. She says she's become obsessed. And then I mentioned I also like reading. And what type of books do you read? I tend to like reading mystery/crime books. There's a few different series that I've sort of enjoyed. Probably the one that I enjoy reading/listening to the most is by J.D. Robb, and it's the In Death series. It's not quite as morbid as it sounds, though there are people dying in it. It's a series of books along the lines of a police detective, but in the year, I think it starts in the year 2032, or is it 2132? So there's a little bit of future in it. So it's got a few things that are a little bit different, but it's a New York lieutenant, murder cop, And yeah, it's got a mixture of her and her life mixed in with murders and how they're solved and stuff. But it's really, really well written. JD Robb is Nora Roberts, and there's quite a few books in the series now. I have read that once or twice. There's a few other authors that I like. I do also like to read Outlander. I don't quite reread Outlander though. I'm more of a, it's a big book. It's a big, big book. And I have read, is it Diana Gabaldon? I don't know if I've pronounced that name right. But I have read all the ones that are out so far. I think we have another maybe 4 years to wait for the next one, because they are so big and they take a long time for her to write. So yeah, I like to read those as well, but they tend to be a one-time read for me rather than a multiple read. Whereas the JD Robb, for some reason, I don't know whether it's because there's so many books or because of the lives of the characters and the way they're intertwined. I have read them a couple of times and I've listened to them on audiobook as well. And I quite enjoy listening to them on audiobook because it makes me listen to every word rather than skipping them when I read. Which is what I do when I'm up till 3 a.m. I'll skip some sections so that I can get through the book quicker because I want to finish it. Oh, Debbie said she's got a logbook today. Thank you, and she loved her tray. That's awesome. I love it when things turn up quick. Have we got any more? Oh, so Doreen says she's lived in Australia for over 50 years. Wow. And she can say she has never seen a snake or a funnel web spider. So there you go. 50 years and she's not seen a snake. She did say they are certainly around, so it's not a matter of there isn't any. She does have redback spiders, but they tend to be shy and keep themselves to themselves. But yeah, I think it's one of those that, there are some films and documentaries and they go into these dangerous things, for example, that are in Australia, like snakes and stuff. And a lot of the time, I think it's just because it's a different culture to what we have. There are definitely snakes in England, and there are snakes in the States as well, for definite. It just depends on where you are. One, whether you're likely to even see them. And second, whether they're likely to be a harm to you or not. But they're pretty much, there's always some sort of dangerous creature in every country. The point is, a lot of the time, they're trying to stay away from you as much as you want to stay away from them. And most of the time, your paths just do not cross. Lady Dax said she had to laugh when I said I wouldn't do an Elvis Presley as she's just finished one. And there is nothing against Elvis Presley. Lady Dax, Elvis Presley has done some fantastic songs. I wouldn't do a diamond painting of him. I'd listen to his songs though. I'd definitely put some Elvis songs into a playlist. They're probably ones that I'd actually be able to sing along to. She wouldn't have done it if it hadn't had a red tint to it. I'm going to have to go find this picture on the Facebook group. Oh, and Gaza said she's enjoying the whip and chat and the questions. And she was typing a question, but then I ended up answering it. I like the fact that I got to answer your question before you got to ask it. Not that I don't need more questions, I do, so think up some more, but it is nice that I am covering things that other people are wondering as well. I'm hoping that everybody gets something out of this little whip and chat marathon for the month of June, and that, you know, even if it's just a little bit of enjoyment while you get your diamond painting done. There is a lot of tray questions in the sort of comments over various videos. I do understand that they do keep coming up pretty much every video. I will try and keep my answers sort of short and sweet. But Samantha has asked, will you ever do a mint green tray? Yeah, again, probably. We do have a pale green. It might be a minty green. As one of the colours that we do have in-house waiting to do. I'll see what it looks like when it's actually been 3D printed, if it's mint looking. If it's not mint looking, I will make sure to pop mint on my list. The colours are normally very true, but I haven't actually opened the box, so I'm only going by a picture on the box, which is why I can't confirm if it's minty enough. So Emmy said both you and Megan have new Heaven and Earth design canvases. We do. We purchased a blank canvas. Well, we actually purchased 3, 2 for Megan and 1 for me, from Heaven and Earth Designs. Is Megan going to kit up her own, and is she going to do it on camera if she does? Possibly. It is one on her list she wants to do. She also has a painting from Diamond Art Club that she's itching to do. But she's trying to get her Tinkerbell finished first, I think. I think she's trying to make herself, well, I say make herself. She enjoys doing them all, but she doesn't have as much time as she wants to diamond paint. Neither of us do at the moment. But she probably will do some of it. It may well be more of a video where we both do it. So a bit like her Tinkerbell. She will come in and join in on the video with me. Occasionally she gets me to kit ones up for her. For, you know, a small one that she's wanting to do. But for a big one, she normally likes to be involved in that as well. It will just depend on time frame when that time comes. Whether it is something that we can do on video, it depends, because we only bought the canvas and not the diamonds. And we haven't yet chosen whether we're going to purchase some diamonds for it or whether we're going to try and use the spares, or more than likely we're going to do both. So that's something that we need to sort of work out before it can happen. I tipped out far too many of those diamonds. Somebody else enjoying the waffles. Okay, X. Let me just find my next colour. I'm going to do this top section and then I'm going to do the E. Look at that blue. If I stop shaking it. That's gorgeous blue. More of turquoise. So Anna said if your smaller trays are as small as the ones in the regular toolkit, she already has tons of those. She was thinking slightly narrower than the ones we have now. So hubby has replied to this saying he will have a look at doing that. We did do a mock-up of a small little tray after the request, but when we do hold it up next to a small white tray, it's very similar in size. I think it's a design that we need to mess with a little bit more. Even though we've done one and it looks cute, I think it's possibly a little bit too small, but I do think it needs to be a little bit bigger than that, but there does need to be a difference between that and this tray. Otherwise, there's no point in having a second tray. Because if you do struggle with holding this tray, you can hold it here, and then you can actually hold it however far along you want to. Some people do hold it this way as well. So they actually rest the tray onto the palm of their hand and work from the far end. There's a few different ways you can hold this tray to find out what works for you and what works best in your hands. But any suggestions that we do have over things like size, it is something we'll give it a go. And if it doesn't work, we'll let you know. And if it does, we'll let you know. So Rebecca has asked, what kind of wax do you use for it to last so long? She can't get hers to last long at all. Well, neither can I at the moment. I've currently got pink wax. I've already filled this pen up twice. I don't know if it's the diamonds or if I just didn't put enough in the first place. Or maybe it was putting the AB ones on first. Maybe it has picked up a bit of the coating. But at the most part, I just use the regular pink wax that comes in the kits. I pop a little square of it into a pot, a very small little pot, just to stop it drying out, and I use that. But if you do struggle with wax, many people do suggest using glue dots. So if you get some micro glue dots, and I think it's 1 or 2, instead of the pink wax in the end of your pen, dab it on something like your clothing just to take a little bit of the sticky off, because of course it is a glue dot. It is a lot stickier than wax is, and then people say it can last them weeks before they have to change out the glue dots. I've not yet tested that, but it is on my to-do list, and I do need to get some and do that. But yeah, I just use the regular wax. Okay, so we have finished that square for today. Let me zoom you guys back out. Move me back over. We're still all connected. So we're all connected, but look at those colours. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm really liking the way that this one's turning out. It's really weird how the decision maker has decided to do it, but as I said yesterday, that is part of the fun. So that is June's whip and waffle for today. I did manage to get some of the number 28 on me because it is warm today. I do still need to ask the daughter, who I think has the tape, where the tape is, but I know where the numbers are, so it's all good. I hope you'll join me for tomorrow's whip and waffle, or June waffle, and that you're having fun doing your painting. But keep your questions coming. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.